Hello friends, in today's video we will learn about women's rights in India. Now in the coming classes we will review the rights of various special groups that are available in India. So in this video we will be learning about the rights of women, and later we will learn about the rights of children, rights of minorities, Dalits and of HIV patients. So if you look at these groups, these are vulnerable groups that are often prone to various kinds of threats in India. Their rights are often violated due to their weakness, and hence special protection is needed for their prevention or prevalence of human rights. So these categories are given special rights in order to ensure that they are having a life with dignity. So in today's lesson, we will learn about the rights of women in India. So when we study about the rights of any group, we will be broadly studying these rights in three categories. The first category is the constitutional right. So we have already learned about fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution. This is a very broad area of rights discussed in the part 3 of Indian Constitution. So if any particular group wants to have some rights, they can look into the Constitution and surely they can find some kinds of rights guaranteed for them within the Indian Constitution. So when we study about any particular group, first we will look into the Constitution to find the rights guaranteed for them. Then there are legal rights. These rights are not specifically guaranteed in Indian Constitution, but these rights were later brought into action through various acts enacted by the Parliament. So various laws and acts enacted by the Parliament and which are existing in the country ensures several other rights for various categories of people in India. So then we will discuss about legal rights of each of the groups. Then sometimes there are other rights that are obtained from society or culture. If there are such kinds of rights, we will also have a look at them. And sometimes there might be some kind of international laws. For example, in the case of children, there are some international laws available for them. Those laws are enacted for all the nations, and these acts like a benchmark for prevalence of or maintenance of human rights for children. So if any of the groups have some international laws based on some international covenants, then we will also look into all those aspects. So first of all, let us have a quick view on women's rights. Women's rights are human rights. All the rights that we learn about the special groups are all human rights because they all are categories of people. Women constitute around 50% of human or people. And the women's rights cover every aspect of a woman's life, like health, education, political participation, economic well-being, freedom from violence, and many others. So in all those aspects, these rights, women's rights, bring some dignity and bring some form of equality for women. First, let us look into the constitutional rights of women. So if we look into the Constitution, we have gone through various articles of Indian Constitution guaranteeing various rights. So what are the rights that guarantees special rights for women? We might not be seeing the word women in Indian Constitution. There are different rights guaranteed for all the people of India. But some of these rights guarantees special protection for women. For example, Article 14. Article 14 is right to equality. So this right itself prevents any form of discrimination based on sex or any other sorts. So right to equality ensures that women are treated equally on par with men when it comes to any matters. So right to equality is a very important article, important right that women and all other groups in India have. So right to equality protects the rights of women just like any other groups. Then when we come into Article 15, so I would like to mention one thing related to Article 14. When something related to inequality, some form of malpractice or some form of problems are existing in our society related to inequality, Article 14 is often used by the court in order to bring equality into the system. So all kinds of discrimination and all forms of inequality in society is prevented by this big spot called Article 14. So if you look into newspapers every day, sometimes you can see this article being mentioned in numerous news, especially related to certain court orders. So Article 14 is a great saver for women's rights. Then Article 15. You can also see an attempt to bring equality in Article 15 as well. So Article 15 prohibits discrimination based on various reasons like religion, race, caste and sex. So if men and women are discriminated based on sex, then that is a great violation of Article 15. So discrimination based on sex is prevented by Article 15. Then Article 16. Article 16 offers equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. So men and women cannot be discriminated on public employment. So even recently you can see in military appointments and all, women are given equal opportunity as that of men. So Article 14, 15 and 16 offers the aspects of equality, and women are specifically benefited from these articles, from these rights. So these are the lights that we see in our constitution, ray of hopes that we see in constitution regarding women's rights. Now if we move on to the legal rights of women, we will have a quick look at various acts that were enacted in India, various laws existing in India that guarantees women a variety of rights. First of all, right to equal payment. You know, in many jobs and in many systems, women are often paid less for the equal job, for the same job. So in all those circumstances, there is an act to prevent all those malpractices. It is called Equal Remuneration Act. This makes different payment or unequal payment for men and women a criminal act, and punishment is imposed for all those who pay differently for men and women. So women have the right to claim that equal payment should be given for her for equal work. So this is one of the rights that we have in the work sphere. Then another right is right against harassment at work. The act is Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act. So this act is specifically framed for protecting women from sexual harassment at workplace. So if any sort of malpractice related to sexual abuse is practiced in the work field or is faced by the women in the work atmosphere, she can complain under this act, and this act gives her more power to oppose all those who are violating her rights. Then the women have right to anonymity. For example, victims of sexual assault have a right to be anonymous. Even her statement can be taken privately with only one policewoman assisting her. So those rights are guaranteed by right to anonymity. Then right against domestic violence. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, this particular act makes domestic violence a very severe crime. Plenty of cases are filed in recent years related to this right, because women are often discriminated in the domestic atmosphere in the house itself. Sometimes women are physically, mentally and emotionally abused within the house, within home. And this rights given give more teeth and power to the rights of women in a house atmosphere. Then right to maternity related benefits. The Maternity Benefit Act of 1961. This was amended in 2017 as well. So this right guarantees many rights. This act guarantees many rights for the women during her maternity period. For example, paid leave. Now up to 26 weeks of paid leave is guaranteed for women. And crush facility should be maintained in institutions with more than 10 women. And all those sorts of rights are guaranteed by Maternity Benefit Act. Now if we come into the next act, the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Prohibition of Sex Selection Act. This is a very cumbersome name, but the meaning of this act or the objective of this act is to prevent female feticide. So in India, before a child is born, his or her sex cannot be determined. For example, you might have seen plenty of videos, gender revealing videos from foreign nations. But in India, we cannot know the sex or gender of the child before he or she is born. Only after the child is born we can know her sex. So this act prohibits any such techniques, preconception and prenatal diagnostic techniques that might determine the sex of the child before he or she is born. This is to prevent female feticide. You know, for example, in India, often male child is preferred over female child in many places. So if they know that the child is a female, then they might try to abort the child within the womb itself. So in order to prevent this female feticide, what does feticide mean? Feticide means abortion. And in order to prevent the abortion of girl child within the womb, this act is enacted, and you know, in no hospital this sex determination before birth is actually practiced. Then right to free legal aid is available for women in India under Legal Services Authorities Act. This act brings free legal service to all weaker sections in India, and women are also privileged by this act to have right to free legal aid. Then women have the right not to be arrested at night, and only with special permission from a first class magistrate a woman can be arrested at night. And even during arrest, we know women are given special privileges like to be handled by lady police officers and so on, women police officers. Then right to dignity and decency. So in the event that an accused is a woman, any medical examination procedure on her must be performed by or in the presence of another woman, doctor or somebody. So woman need to be present when a woman is being examined, when an accused woman is being examined. Now another act is Dowry Prohibition Act, enacted in 1961. This prohibits giving or taking of dowry. You know, dowry is a malpractice that is prevalent in our country, and this often puts women at a weaker position. Women are often abused for not giving dowry and such other problems. So Dowry Prohibition Acts make it a criminal offence to give or take dowry. Then there are other aspects in Indian Penal Code and Code of Criminal Procedure, IPC and CRPC. You might have heard these names in many movies. IPC section 308 and similar kinds of usages are often used in movies. So Indian Penal Code is a very detailed description about various punishments available for various types of crimes. So this contains plenty of aspects related to protection of women's rights. For example, dowry death, rape, kidnapping, cruelty and other offences against women are often given a very good punishment. And CRPC also contains safeguards for women like obligation of a person to maintain his wife, arrest of women by police, female police and so on. So plenty of legal provisions are available in our country in order to protect women's rights. So these are the various legal rights of women that we saw today. You can quickly go through them and understand what are the special rights that we have in our country. We also saw various constitutional rights that are specifically given in the Constitution. Later, plenty of acts were enacted to give us more rights because the government felt that women need more powers and more rights in order to have a dignified life. So whenever you study an act, whenever you study a right, you can try to study which act brought that right into existence. For example, right to free legal aid became a right or became available for women after the enactment of Legal Services Authorities Act. So that is all about today's class, women's rights. I hope you understood various rights that women have in India. Thank you.